Have you ever fallen in love with someone who fits in the palm of your hand, with bright eyes, silky fur, and a walk that seems to parade through life? The Yorkshire Terrier is more than a dog, it's a walking charm, but behind that plush face, there's a story full of contrast, marked by elegance, resilience, and even a surprisingly humble past. How did a British working-class dog become a symbol of canine royalty? What does science still try to understand about its almost human behavior? And why do some people just not like it? Get ready to dive into the history of a breed that divides hearts, conquers crowds, and holds secrets you would never imagine. Be careful, after this video, you might never look at a Yorkie the same way again. Official name, Yorkshire Terrier. Country of origin, England. Weight, between 2 and 3.2 kilograms for 0.4 to 7 pounds. Height, 20 to 23 centimeters, 8 to 9 inches. At the withers, life expectancy, 12 to 16 years. Coat, long, straight, and silky, with steel blue and golden coloration. Group, Terrier FCI Group 3. Personality, brave, affectionate, intelligent, and protective. Energy level, highs of training, medium to high, especially with positive reinforcement. For small environments, companionship for seniors, and families with older children. Despite its diminutive size, the Yorkshire carries an audacious spirit, typical of hunting dogs that face rats in mines and factories. And it is precisely in this almost forgotten industrial past that the true origin of this fascinating breed begins. Behind the sophisticated appearance and colorful bows that now adorn the Yorkshire Terrier's head, there is a story of overcoming from the depths of the Industrial Revolution. In the 19th century, as English cities grew rapidly, a silent enemy multiplied in the shadows. Rats. In cotton factories, coal mines, and food warehouses, pests brought diseases and losses. It was in this scenario that Scottish migrant workers brought small terriers with them, rustic, courageous, and determined dogs capable of hunting rodents with lethal precision. These dogs were the result of selective breeding between breeds such as the Paisley Terrier, the Clydesdale Terrier, the Skye Terrier, and even the extinct broken-haired Scotch Terrier. The goal was to create an animal small enough to enter tunnels and crevices, but brave as a true warrior. The result was an agile, fearless, and surprisingly elegant dog. The name Yorkshire Terrier only emerged later, when the breed became established in the county of Yorkshire in northern England. There, it began to be refined not only for work, but also for high society salons. Yes, that same working dog that hunted rats in mines began to be seen on the laps of Victorian ladies, who were enchanted by its silky coat and dignified bearing. The transition from the industrial underworld to the world of aristocracy did not erase the breed's striking temperament. The Yorkshire continued to be an independent, intelligent, and, above all, loyal dog. It still carries this fascinating duality today. It is both a symbol of nobility and a brave-spirited worker, but it was only at the end of the 19th century that the breed standard was formally recognized by canine clubs. From then on, the Yorkshire began to conquer the world, always with its elegant presence, expressive gaze, and courage disproportionate to its size. And if you think all this is enough to make it famous, wait until you discover the moment when the Yorkshire Terrier became a worldwide celebrity. If today, the Yorkshire Terrier proudly parades on social media and TV shows, it is because it has paved a path of brilliance, literally, to stardom. But the real turning point came from where it was least expected, from the battlefield. During World War II, amidst chaos and destruction, a small hero emerged named Smokey, a female Yorkshire Terrier found abandoned in a trench in the Philippines by an American soldier. Although tiny, Smokey proved to be immense in courage. She learned commands, entertained troops, and, in a legendary feat, passed through a tube only 20 centimeters 8 inches wide to pull a vital communication wire. Under a bombed runway, this act saved lives, and days of work in a war zone. Smokey became a symbol of bravery and hope. After the war, she starred in television shows, made public appearances, and even received posthumous tributes with statues in her memory. It was enough for the whole world to turn its eyes to that small breed with a delicate appearance and indomitable spirit. With the advent of television and, later, the internet, the Yorkshire Terrier found another fertile ground: domestic entertainment. The breed became a darling of celebrities like Audrey Hepburn, who co-starred with her Yorkshire named Mr. Famous in the classic film Funny Face. Its constant presence in media productions only strengthened the public's fascination, and when the era of social media arrived, the Yorkshire was already ready. All it took was a bow, a curious look, and a camera to gain millions of likes. Dogs of the breed became protagonists of YouTube channels, Instagram stars, and frequent presences in sophisticated brand commercials. The world applauded, and rightly so. But not everything was glamour. Like every star that shines too brightly, the Yorkshire also faced shadows along the way. The next chapter reveals the other side of fame, the moment this breed was almost forgotten or harshly criticized. Not every applause lasts forever, and although the Yorkshire Terrier has won hearts worldwide, there was a time when this breed was on the verge of oblivion, and even became the target of harsh criticism. In the early 20th century, with the end of the Industrial Revolution and the decreasing need for rat-hunting dogs in urban environments, the Yorkshire began to lose its functional role. What was once a working dog became, in the eyes of many, just a lap ornament. And it was precisely this transition that caused the first major wave of rejection. Critics said that the breed was being domesticated, reduced to an accessory for high society. Some claimed that the excessive focus on aesthetics, such as long coats, expressive eyes, and miniature size, was causing health problems and devaluing the animal's essence. Breeder clubs even questioned whether the Yorkshire still deserved prominence in companion dog rankings. Furthermore, the breed's very success created a problem: uncontrolled and irresponsible breeding. With high demand, many breeders began to cross specimens without proper genetic care just to meet the market. This generated more fragile puppies with tendencies to health and behavioral problems. Gradually, the Yorkshire began to be seen by some as a too fragile, whiny, or difficult to handle dog. Unfair labels, but ones that spread easily. Some even said that the Yorkshire was out of fashion, being replaced by larger or more exotic breeds. For a while, it seemed that the sparkle of this little star was fading. But the Yorkshire Terrier is more than just appearance. It is courage, affection, personality, and it would soon prove it once again. And when the world began to rediscover the importance of health, well-being, and the emotional bond between humans and dogs, the Yorkshire made a comeback. After all, no myth completely fades away. It just awaits its moment to be reborn. Now that it's back in the spotlight, it's worth understanding what it takes to properly care for this furry gem. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the essential care and health challenges of the breed. Behind its delicate and elegant appearance, the Yorkshire Terrier hides a sensitive body that requires constant attention. Loving this breed also means learning to care for it responsibly and affectionately, and understanding that its compact size does not mean less work. Quite the contrary. Starting with the obvious, the coat. The Yorkshire's coat is fine, long, and similar to human hair. This requires daily brushing to avoid tangles and dirt buildup, as well as regular bath with specific products. Without this care, the coat loses its shine, the dog suffers discomfort, and even the skin can develop allergies or infections. In addition to the coat, dentition is one of the breed's most critical points. The Yorkshire has a tendency to tartar buildup, gingivitis, and even premature tooth loss. Frequent dental brushing and veterinary follow-up are indispensable to keep your pet's smile and health up to date. Another important point is the gastrointestinal tract. Many Yorkshires have sensitive stomachs. A low-quality diet can cause vomiting, diarrhea, or loss of appetite. It is essential to invest in high-quality food suitable for its size and age, and to respect meal times. Regarding diseases, the list requires attention: patellar luxation, a displacement of the kneecap; tracheal collapse, which causes chronic coughing; and hypoglycemia, of a drop in blood sugar, especially in puppies, are among the most frequent problems because they are small and fragile. Impacts or falls can result in serious fractures. This means that the home environment also needs to be adapted, avoiding high steps, slippery furniture, or overly rough play. Here's the English translation of the provided text. But caring for a Yorkshire is, in fact, an act of love that returns multiplied, because the more you care, the more it reciprocates with affection, loyalty, and that sweet look that seems to say, "Thank you for loving me." Behind that enchanting gaze, many mysteries still remain. In the next chapter, we will understand what science has already discovered and what it still tries to unravel about this unique breed. Despite its small size, the Yorkshire Terrier continues to challenge specialists with genetic, behavioral, and neurological traits that have not yet been fully understood. This breed, developed from complex crosses in the 19th century, carries much more in its DNA than meets the eye. One of the greatest points of fascination lies in its almost exaggerated vigilance instinct. Even at less than 3 kilograms (6.6 pounds), the Yorkshire Terrier acts as if it were a giant guardian. Behavioral science is still trying to understand how a companion breed develops such courage and sense of alertness. Many scholars believe this may be linked to the ancestry of rat-hunting dogs. But there is something deeper that scientists are still trying to decipher: the way the Yorkshire's brain processes stimuli and threats with such intensity. Furthermore, genetic research has been investigating the surprising longevity of the breed. Many Yorkshires live 15 years or more, which, considering their size and genetic history, is above average. Scientists are mapping their genes to understand which specific mutations contribute to this longevity and resistance to certain degenerative diseases. Another mystery lies in its extremely sharp sense of smell and hearing. In comparative tests, Yorkshires demonstrated sensitivity levels similar to working dogs, such as shepherds and sniffers. Science is still trying to understand how these senses develop so refined in a breed focused on domestic coexistence, but perhaps the greatest enigma of all is how such a small being can occupy so much space in the hearts of those who know it. Is it the sweetness in their eyes, the unexpected intelligence, the way they seem to sense their owner's mood? Neuroscience is beginning to explore the emotional bond between Yorkshires and humans, and the results are promising. There is something in the breed's brain patterns that indicates a strong empathy with owners, something that defies rational explanations. And speaking of emotions, get ready, because in the next chapter, we're going to turn the tables. You'll discover the 10 reasons why a Yorkshire might not like you, and believe me, some of them will surprise you. Curious? Then leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because this four-legged love still has much to reveal. Shall we continue? Don't be fooled by the size. The Yorkshire Terrier is a demanding little dog with a strong personality and well-defined tastes. And no matter how deeply it loves you, there are indeed some of your attitudes that can make it wrinkle its nose and walk away. 1. You ignore it when you come home. Yes, it waited for you all day. If you walk past without a cuddle or a glance, it feels it, and it doesn't forget easily. 2. You treat it like a helpless baby. Yorkshires are small, but they have a lion's soul. Putting too many bows on them, carrying them all the time, or speaking in an exaggerated voice can make them feel disrespected. 3. You leave it alone for too long. This breed suffers from separation anxiety. If loneliness becomes routine, it can get sick, emotionally and physically. 4. You constantly change its routine. Yorkshires love predictability. Messy schedules, unexpected trips, or changes in environment make them nervous. 5. You don't allow it to explore. Even though it's small, it needs to sniff, walk, run. That's how it understands the world. 6. You ignore it when it barks. Barking is not just noise, it's communication when it barks. It wants to tell you something. Ignoring it can lead to frustration and even aggression. 7. You don't respect its time, forcing games, visits, or cuddles when it wants to be quiet. Bad idea. 8. You don't pay attention to its diet. This breed has a selective palate and digestive problems. Giving it just anything can be interpreted as a lack of care. 9. You don't notice when it's in pain. Yorkshires are resilient, but when they show discomfort, it's serious. Ignoring subtle signs is a mistake that can be costly. 10. You think it's just a dog. Nothing hurts a Yorkshire's heart more than not feeling like part of the family. It doesn't want to be your pet. It wants to be your partner. Now tell me, have you committed any of these sins? But don't worry, there's still time to regain the respect and love of this little warrior. And speaking of starting over, in the next chapter we will conclude with a flourish, an emotional ending, and a cliffhanger that will leave you thinking for days. If you've made it this far, leave a like, comment with the dog emoji if you've lived with a Yorkshire, and share this video with a friend who needs to understand these reasons with all this love, dedication, and care that a Yorkshire Terrier demands. It's no wonder it wins hearts wherever it goes. It's more than a pet, it's a true personality, a loyal friend, but also someone who knows exactly what it wants. It won't give you its trust immediately, but when it does, prepare to live a unique relationship, where small gestures of affection and attention transform into unbreakable bonds. Now, it's no surprise that, behind all this cuteness, the Yorkshire has a past full of mysteries and even controversies. After all, like every breed that has survived so many transformations over time, the Yorkshire also has its secrets, and what you still don't know about them can be more fascinating and impactful than you imagine. Did you know there's a dark story involving the origin of its breed? Something that was erased from official histories and only recently resurfaced. Are you ready to discover the deepest secrets of the Yorkshire Terrier? In the next video, we'll explore these mysteries and more, revealing unprecedented aspects of this incredible breed that you never imagined. You'll be surprised. Button. The meantime, tell me, what was the most surprising characteristic of the Yorkshire that you've learned so far? Leave your comment and tell us what else you'd like to know about this breed. That is so much to teach. And remember, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss the next video. The secret to everything you still don't know about the Yorkshire is about to be revealed.